All right, so we are live with another episode of my Biz-ish, and I'm live everywhere. I'm live on TikTok, so if you see me looking down there, live up here with you guys. And this, I won't be before you long, but I wanted to talk a little bit about the post I just made, and I'm listening to myself, right? I'm one of those, take your own medicine kind of gals. So that is what today's Biz-ish is about. So earlier today, I posted, and I always post stuff like this, so this might even be the first time you've heard this from me, but I'm gonna be consistent in saying this because there are still people who are not listening, right? Not listening, not all the things. So today's Biz-ish, I wanted to talk real quick about what I said about the next time. So my post was, right, and like I said, I say these kind of posts all the time, but my post this morning was next time you are about to, or next time you put some prolific, I'm a professional, and I didn't say those exact words, but y'all know that I'm a professional. I do this kind of comments on someone else's post. Take that comment and put it on your website as well, right? And so I'm not just saying, a lot of people just say, instead of commenting here, take it to your own space. I'm not saying don't put it there, right? I absolutely think you should comment. I think you should engage. Don't be snarky. Leave that definitely for only your site. But I think you should be putting your thoughts and engaging other places. But what I don't think you should be doing, and this is where the biz-ish is, because it's what a lot of us are out here doing. What I don't think you should be doing is leaving it there, right? Sometimes I'm a person, like, I'm a manifesting generator. I respond to questions really, really well, right? So sometimes somebody will ask a question that I never even thought about making some comment, some content about, or talk about something that's like, oh, that's good, and people apparently want to know because it's content, or they're, people are answering. I got answers, but I'm only putting it in their comment section, right? And so if I'm only putting it in their comment section, how is that helping me except for their people seeing it, and only for that minute, and only if it doesn't get, like, how now Facebook only shows you the most relevant comments, and only if, or only as long as that comment or that content is only getting shown. Literally, when we're talking about temporary benefit, it's even more temporary if you are only putting that stuff on someone else's content, right? So we're talking about, we done took 15 seconds of fame and brought it down to 5 seconds of fame, right? So it's really only helping you for that small time being. Whereas you could take that, literally copy that same exact thing, turn it into a full blog post. And y'all know SEO Assist can help you do this. I actually think I have a video on this. I'm going to drop that in the comments when I'm done with all these lives, right? But SEO Assist can help you do this. We actually have something called Expand Your Blog, which can also be used to expand your post. And we have one of social to post. So either way, SEO Assist can help you do this. But the point is, you want to be doing it, right? So if you're on somebody else's post, right, especially if you get into a conversation, I've had times where I might respond to something and I'll get into a whole, like, somebody asks a follow-up question or a follow-up statement or something like that. And next thing you know, it's like a 2-3 post conversation. All this conversation, all this knowledge I'm dropping, and I'm leaving it there. We are too often leaving our best stuff, which is even why I'm doing this video, because I wasn't going to leave my best stuff in that Facebook post I made this morning, even though it was my own post. I'm not going to leave it there. I'm going to turn that best piece of content into what is now a YouTube video, what is also alive on Facebook. And guess what? It's going to get embedded on my actual website too. And it's taking me no more, like, this video is probably the longest part of the process, but taking me another 2, 3, maybe 5 minutes in order to do something like that. So I think one of the things that a lot of us are doing, we're putting out some good stuff. I read, I scroll, I do all these things. I know people are like, stop doom scrolling. I'm research scrolling, right? And that's what makes it research scrolling. I'm research scrolling because not only am I looking and scrolling and commenting and stuff to just engage and interact, but I'm also getting content ideas, right? I'm also, like I said, answering a question, leaving a nugget here or there, and taking that to say, okay, this is going to be a blog post later, or this is something I could talk about more later on. So that, like I said, we won't be saying a long biz-ish today, but it's definitely an impactful biz-ish because we are leaving some of our best stuff, some of the things that could be attracting other audiences right here on these platforms. And that's just not where it should be, not where it should be left. So, like, I'm not saying don't ever comment, although if your comment is that much, you probably do just want to take that on over to your own space. And I'm not saying put it on your own page, because I know people who do that. I've done that, right? You know, put it on your own page. It's still going to die on the vine, literally, right? What I'm saying is, if it's that good, and I say if it's that good, because I feel like then people will be waiting for the perfect post, right? The amount of posts that you're doing every single day on a platform like Facebook, I'm just going to pick on that one because that's where I spend a lot of my time, right? But the amount of posts that you're doing on Facebook every single day to have zero posts on your website. That's crazy. Even if someone does want to check you out, and it's funny because like Facebook now, and even Instagram now has multiple links. Facebook has links, right? All these people are using all these links and putting these links in their bios and things like that. Then you go and you click on the link and it's nothing. It's a opt in for my thing that you don't even know if you like me that much kind of thing. Or it's a, what is it, like a 1 or 2 pager on your website only about you, which honestly, I even tell my SEO folks in the beginning, people don't care that much about you. They care about what you can do, right? But there's not enough of you telling me what you can do, right? You may be trying to sell me on something or sell me on what you can do, but that's not really showing me and sharing with me what you can do. And so many people are running around here being like, the next IG or FB or TikTok expert, but then you go to their site and there's nothing. You Google their names and there's next to nothing, right? And it's funny when I Google people's names and all I see is the things that they put on social. That doesn't mean you've been doing this for years. That means you've been posting about doing this for years. But that doesn't show me you actually do it, right? And it doesn't show me any proof that you've been doing it, or it doesn't show me any of the expertise you claim you have, right? And I know there's always that debate of what am I going to give away free, what am I going to give away paid. If you don't give a little bit of something away free, enough for me to say this is for me, like think about the samples at Costco or the samples in the food court. Do they still do samples in the food court? I haven't been to the food court since pandemic. I'm not even trying to play with that. But think about how it used to be, right? Think about how it used to be that you tasted it and then you was like, I want that. I want this meal. I want to buy that, right? So many of you guys don't have that, right? Don't have that unless I'm following you every single day. And let's talk about, news feeds are saturated. Every other day, something new is happening on Black Twitter for us to now talk about on Facebook, right? Literally every single day. I did a couple of posts about this 2 months ago, and it has not let up. That every day there's something new, right? So that means Facebook got to choose between your content, the ads that they're trying to get money for, other people's content, the groups that people are in. Someone the other day was talking about how they've got, I think, like a couple of thousand in their Facebook group, but the post is only getting shown to 50 people. And they were blaming it on Facebook. Oh, Facebook isn't, making sure people don't see us and blah, 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 blah. And someone else came in with a very logical reason. It's not necessarily that Facebook's holding back your content. They may be a little bit, but that's not it. It's really the fact that there's just so much content out there. I even tell people, and I'm going to tell you guys now, we're going to talk about this on the podcast. Come November, October, really, like September, October, November, it's an election year. One thing we know about an election year and content is that there's so much noise out there, and not noise like it's bad, but there's just so much happening that your post that you're putting out there that used to be like 1 out of 10 is now like 1 out of 100, because there's just so much. There's people with opinions on this side, that side. There's people who trying to get elected talking about what they're doing. Like there's just so much that so many of your posts are going to underperform and be flat. So I'm telling y'all now in March, today's the first day of March. Happy March, guys. Right? I'll tell you now in March that if you're depending on social, that you're gonna have a hard time come September, October, November. I'm already telling you. April too, because primaries, right? And not just for nationals, but your state primaries as well, right? So if that's what you're depending on, then I need y'all to listen to me a little bit more, right? I need to lean in and listen a little bit more that content is not going to, it's not going to underperform because it's bad. It's not, you got to fix your messaging. I know everybody's going to talk about, oh, fix your messaging. Oh, fix your graphics. Oh, fix your this. You need to fix where it's at, because all of those things could be absolutely perfect. But if no one sees it, if it's not getting shown in those feeds because there's so much other inventory out there, then it just doesn't matter. It doesn't matter how perfect the messaging is, right? All your perfect, right fit clients could be following you. You could have all the perfect high dollar things you're going to say, but if they don't see it, they don't see it. If they're only spending an hour online, and that's another thing too. And like funny now, because as we're in Lent, a lot of people get offline for Lent because that's how, that's their sacrifice right around elections. A lot of people get offline because they don't want to see all the political noise. If they're offline, they're not seeing your stuff. That's just is what it is. And when they do see your stuff, this is why you need more things on your website. When they do see your stuff and now they go to look for more stuff, you got all these links and bios, but you lead to links with nothing. Nothing more than now's your advertisement. Nothing more than now's your promotion. And not everybody's going to be ready to buy. Not everybody's going to be ready to jump in. Some people are really just researching and looking. And instead of getting mad at that, instead of, complaining that, oh, everybody's looking, but nobody's buying, give them more to help convert them to that sale. Give them what they're looking for. Some people are fast action ready at the moment. Some people are researchers. I'm a researcher. I very rarely buy something at the moment of, and not because I don't like it, not because of this, but because I'm a researcher. Like that's my nature. I need to look more. So if I don't see enough to go into, you've lost me. And there are a lot of people like that. There's some people who will follow me. I just did a BAM session, which is my build and monetize workshops for those who have not been following me. But I just did a BAM session we just finished up one that was January to February. And we're actually about to start the next one for WordPress that is March to April. But in that BAM session, in the last BAM session, we had about, I think, 12 or 13 people, at least 5 or 6 of them. So at least half have been following me for years. Right. One of them, I met her, she met me, right, or encountered me because I did a workshop, a session in a program she's in last year. And she's been following me ever since, and then decided to join. And now since it's even joined my software, and so is in now my communities, right? She wasn't, and I'm not mad, like she wasn't I'm going to buy right this second, but because I consistently have content for her to continue to see what I can give, how I can help, what I can grow, showing all the things, now she jumped into a program. A lot of you guys are missing that gap where you think, oh, if they don't see it on my socials, then they don't see it because that's all you got. Right? You need to give people other pieces of content. I got another podcast episode coming out talking about long versus short form. So I'm not going to rehash all of that, but know that short form, just like the teasers in the food court and the teasers at the Costco, those are the teasers. If you don't have something for people to say, this is what I really want, this is what I want to go deeper, this is what I need to research, you're missing out. And so that leads to the whole title of this, which is No Content Left Behind, but also not just the content that you're like posting my post, but even that stuff that you're putting in those comments. We do a lot of conversation. Even in private groups, we might do a lot of conversation. Like I'm in a lot of private groups, like groups for masterminds, groups for courses I've taken. No one else is seeing that good stuff. If I'm helping someone, being helpful online, as they always tell you to be so helpful online, I'm being all this helpful online and no one can see it. My audience doesn't see that. My future clients don't see that. No one can Google the answers that I'm giving everybody else, right, for free. It's helping out in their groups, but it's not helping me. So that was today's kind of biz-ish, and what I mean when I say, those helpful content, comments and things that you're putting on there, and turn them into your own content. And yes, SEO assist can help you. I'll drop a video so you guys can see that. But more importantly, I don't want you to just only rely on one thing. You could do that today. Go look at your last 5 posts or your last 5 comments. Say, this is one that was good. This is one that got additional information, different additional questions, got some engagement. Take that one thing and turn it into some content for your site, right? I'm not gonna say stop being lazy, but I'm gonna say stop being lazy, right? I don't say lazy. It might be just stop being not guided in that direction of making the most of everything you put out. If you got time to put out 5 different posts, you got time to turn one of those posts into content that's going to continue to help and serve your business, help and serve what you're doing, right? And if you guys are leaving comments, I don't know why my StreamYard's not getting comments, but I don't see them, but it's cool, right? I'll go back and check on the comments, but I wanted to throw that out there. I told you guys I want to do more of these little biz-ish thoughts that I've been having, because I've been having them, right? And they can help you, right? I don't just have them or share them just to be having or sharing. I'm listening to my own medicine, because we are on YouTube, which is one of my sustainable platforms. And this is going to get embedded onto my website, which is my website. So this won't be, you guys who are watching this now, even live, won't be the only people to hear this, see this. This message won't die, right? Because I'm putting it on a temporary platform. And a lot of us have that kind of content. I see it. I even see people like, what's a really good thing to also make sure that you actually make it to a post? When people tag you. If someone tags you, I have one friend I'm thinking about in particular, because I tag her a lot, right? And I tag her not just because I know she's got the answers. I tag her, and I'm going to tell y'all, it's Karanda, so hopefully she's watching this, right? So Karanda, I'll tag her in this, but I tag her not only because I know she's got the answers, but I tag her because I also know she usually has a blog post or some other content, because I'm on her list. I follow her stuff. I know I've seen it. And so sometimes I'll be like, oh, Karanda's got a whole blog post about that, right? That's what you want your content to be. Because people, I say all the time, if one person has the question, there's 1,000, sometimes 10,000 other people that had that same question. So if someone's tagging you in something and you're chiming in to answer that question and give that helpful information, tips and stuff like that, that's a new blog post for y'all. When you say, I don't know what to write on my blog, boom, you just got tagged as the expert, because someone knows that you know. Now I need you to share it and show it with everyone, right? Stop making it just that one person here, one person there, one person here and there. Make it everyone. Make it so that you can share it over and over and over again, making sure you are now the answer to that question when somebody's thinking about it, right? So that was it for today's biz-ish. I'll post, like I said, a couple of links. I'll tag Karan, because she does have a whole bunch of good stuff for you guys on her blog. And like I said, hopefully this is helpful. If it's not, you'll come back to it. It'll be helpful, because one day you'll be like, oh, I'm not doing enough. I'm not maximizing my content enough. And you'll be like, oh, Akila said, right? And so that's what I want you guys to think. Akila said, and take what Akila said and put it on your blog post, right? So talk to you guys later. Enjoy the biz-ish. See you in the next one.